Hi viewers, and welcome to another episode of On the Farm, where we're vocal about everything local. I am Shakima Hanley. On this episode of On the Farm, as you can see, we're here at the Department of Gender Affairs, and we're about to dive into an amazing discussion about women in the blue economy. But before we get into it, we take a short break and be right back after this.
Fresh local fruit and vegetables produced for our nourishment. Buy local, eat local.
Welcome back, viewers. First, I'm going to ask my guest today to introduce herself before we dive into our blue economy discussion.
Thank you, Ms. Hanley. Hello, everyone. I'm Ms. Sarah Hendrickson, Director of the Department of Gender Affairs, NAVIS.
All right, welcome to On the Farm.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank
All right, what initiative does Gender has to incorporate women within the blue economy?
Okay, so when you ask that question, I instantly think about gender mainstreaming, and that's a goal that we are attempting to ensure that we infuse the whole idea of gender within every ministry. So for the blue economy, we are working on a fish trap making workshop, which is a collaboration with the Department of Marine Resources, St. Kitts and Nevis. And this workshop is slated for the 24th and the 31st of May. That's the two last Saturdays in May.
Okay. Why Gender decided to be a part of such initiative?
So like I said, the whole gender mainstreaming facet is to ensure that the idea of gender and including all groups is included in all of the plans and events that the ministries may have. So for the fish trap making workshop, we open to everyone, but specifically women, because we know that the fishing economy and the traditional fishing is male dominated, and we want women to kind of penetrate that space and bloom and thrive within that space, whether for them to create their own fish trap to sell or to create more fish traps so they can become more fishers and to ensure that they have an impact within that fishing economy.
All right. So, what was the first year this initiative started?
So from our data, we love stats. We work with data because you can't say you're doing programs and you don't have your numbers. So in 2021, we started with 16 males and 2 females. There was an increase in females in 2023 with 5 females and 15 males. And in 2024, that's last year, we had 18 males and 5 females. So there's an increase within the female participation, and that's really, really good. So we're really hoping that this year we can have 40 more females to be a part of this workshop.
Well, we know that the poster is already out to say save the date.
Yes.
What is the feedback like so far? Has person been coming in and showing their interest?
Oh yes, listen, when it comes to these workshops that we put out there, people want to know. They want to get hands-on and they want to become self-sufficient and independent. So yes, the feedback is good.
All right. So is this a collaborative event?
It is.
With who?
The Department of Marine Resources, St. Kitts and Nevis.
All right, good. Tell us about a success story from a previous cohort.
I think everybody knows Lakeisha, right? And I think what makes her a success is because she is self-driven and she loves what she does and she's dedicated to learning the fish trap. So she comes up and she makes a fish trap. She's actually the first female that I've seen get on her knees, get those pliers, and she's twisting those wires and she's making it, and she's also encouraging other women. So let's call her a fisherfolk advocate for women. Yes,
I love
so
that.
That's a success. Yeah,
I love
she's
that.
a major success. Yes.
All right. And she was on what cohort?
I think it's 2023.
So that would have been about this third cohort.
Would have been, yeah.
Okay. All right. So what other initiative Gender has to incorporate or encourage our young girls to be a part of the blue economy?
Yes. So we do have, we're starting off our girls mentorship program. We do have a boys mentorship, but for the girls mentorship program, we want to encourage our girls to be a part of the whole climate action movement that's happening right now. And the whole purpose of that is not just through mentoring our girls with their mentees and with their peers, but also to get them underground, to kind of pull their bootstraps up and say, you know what, I can get my hands dirty, I can work in the blue economy, I can have my business and different linkages within the blue economy. That's what we're really pushing with our girls.
All right.
Yeah.
So I know one thing is to do is to encourage, but we know as you get more diving into these sorts of different areas, you might encounter challenges. So what are some of the challenges that a female can face in a male-dominated sector?
Stigma, the
That's a
fear
big
of
thing.
trying, the
Yes,
stigma, right?
yes.
And in gender fears, we want to eradicate and destroy stigma, right? So the fear of trying may be intimidated by the male cohorts, or you know, socialization plays a very important part in a woman one identifying her strengths and her weaknesses. And I think too many women focus on that weakness, and I also think that they don't have that mentor, that guide who's also within that economy. So I'm shouting out to Lakeisha to be that mentor, that guide, and advocate, right, to encourage our young girls and our women to be a part of that. So that would be one challenge, and I would believe to that, you know, once they begin to develop their business, whether they create a fish trap, they would face challenges with last name. They would face challenges with, you know, discrimination because of not just their sex, but their ability or the community they come from.
Okay. Yeah. But yet we're still encouraging them because we
Yes,
do
yes,
need
yes,
more
yes.
women in the blue
Definitely.
economy.
I think for there to be any change, women have to advocate for themselves.
Definitely, I do agree.
Yeah.
All right, so last question.
Sure.
In regards to the fish pot making thing that is upcoming, please to give well, first, is there age range? There's the age limit or there's a starting age? Tell the public about it.
It's open. It's
Okay.
open. I want to say that's age 16. You can come
Okay.
up and learn. We don't want to turn anyone back. I really do believe if you're 10 or 11 and you want to learn, I believe you have the capacity to do it. You can learn because there's going to be a mentor or a guide that will show you, right? So 16 up. Yes.
Okay, and
Yeah.
persons who want to participate?
So if you want to
How can they be
participate, you
part
can
of it?
either come to the office, we can sign you up. The flyer is out there. You can like our Facebook page. You look for the Department of Gender Affairs Nevis on Facebook. Like and follow, share. The flyer is there. No need to rhyme. And also our WhatsApp channel. You can also do that. And just give us a call. Come in and we'll sign you up.
All right, Miss Anderson. It was a pleasure
Thank
having
you.
this
Thank you.
conversation
Thank
with
you.
you.
Thank
And
you.
continue keeping up the great work
Thank
that
you.
you guys are doing
Thank
with
you.
females around on the island,
you.
and especially within the blue economy.
Thank you so much. And thank you for your work.
No problem.
right.
Thank you.
In the years back, my dad was a fisherman. So I used to come down with him every day when I was small, when he come in after sea from fish, to help him take out the fish and help him sell the fishes. So as I grow bigger, I get a line, fishing line, started to look some soldier, and then I started to come down on the beach and try to fish in for my own, catch fish as usual. I used to catch tom and grunt. Then as I grow older, I get a boat of my own, start fishing in. So that's the way how I start in the fishing industry. I really want my grandkids to carry on the fishing tradition, so they could, when they grow up more bigger, that they could help themselves to go and catch fish on their own.
I would like to grow up to be a fisher lady, just like my grandma.
How did I get involved? It started with my mom. In late 2021, my mom took ill. She had a small stroke and she was home for a little while from her job. Then I have an uncle who does fishing as well, and he came one day and he was like, oh, I'm going fishing. So then my mom was like, you know, she wants to go. So she went, and from that she has been going out there, and she got involved in that because my grandfather, which is her father, he was also a seaman back in the day. He was a sailor and so forth. So it's basically just in my DNA to be a part of the sea, you know. From the standpoint of seeing her going out there, you know, and she talking about the experience and so forth, made me want to be a part of it as well. The Department of Marine Resources and Gender Affairs, they held a workshop pertaining to fish trap making, and I attended that. They taught me how to make a fish trap and everything, so that's how I got more deep into the fishing industry, because that struck my interest to be in there. Not much people out there to encourage us women to keep going about it, you know. People will say, oh, fishing is not for women, you know, but that's not true. Women could do it too, you know. We face not enough support from people, even groups or organizations around, you know. They don't encourage us enough. Sometimes funding, depending on materials and so forth, in the different types of things we want to do in fishing, you know. resources as well. We face a lot of disadvantages in the fishing industry as a woman, but I still keep going. So, as a female fisher woman, I just want to say, always remember the 3 F's: food, funds, and fun. In fishing, there's always food, because you'll get fish to eat. Funds, there's money involved. You can sell fish, you can make pots to sell. And fun, it's always fun out there on the sea.
The Department of Gender Affairs Nevis would love to thank JICA through the Coast Fish Project for their gender mainstream initiative that aligns with our National Gender Policy and Action Plan, and we thank you so much.
And there you have it, viewers. Another episode of On the Farm. We're vocal about everything local. Just to recap this episode, we had a lovely discussions with the Director of the Department of Gender Affairs, Ms. Henderson, where we spoke about the encouragement of women into the blue economy and some of the initiative that they also have to offer for women to partake in the blue economy. In addition, we're just reminding you about the upcoming fish pot making workshop happening on the 24th and the 31st of May, the last 2 Saturdays in the month. If persons are interested, especially women, we encourage you to sign up at the Department of Gender Affairs or the Department of Marine Resources. Until next time, I am Shakima Hanley. Bye!